What's going on, folks? This is Cape Fear Soul Seekers, episode 13. Me and Jeff are good friends. we work close together from time to time, so we're gonna have to work close together. What's going on, folks? We are getting this thing started. This is our no Brandon Blakes tonight. He had some family issues he had to take care of. Man, appreciate everybody logging on so fast.
Yeah.
Thank everybody. I'll have to get to those. I can't even see them. They're coming on so quickly. Thank everybody. Oh, goodness gracious. Adam, thank you. Appreciate it. We're going to have a busy night tonight. Good Lord. Thank y'all.
We're watching this
We're watching it on a little
screen.
phone, so I apologize for not getting to everybody's names. We're on the cell phone tonight. We're going to just make it work. I promise. Hey, Paul, what's going on? It's going to be hard to read some of them comments.
Boobs on there, too.
Jeff, you're going to be the comment reader, man. Can you do that?
Yeah.
All right. We appreciate everybody logging on. A couple of announcements. We have some new viewers as well. It is Halloween, and this is our 13th episode. So we're looking forward to that. What's Gilmore say? What's that comment? Squint really hard. Right, we're going to squint really hard. So we appreciate all y'all. Lots to talk about tonight. It's going to be an interesting conversation, interesting discussions. We got some announcements to get through. What's going on, Josh? We're just getting started. You haven't missed anything. Thank y'all so much. Like I said, we haven't missed anything. We got some new viewers, so we're going to go through some announcements. We try to. This video blog is PG
17
at least. If Brandon's here, it's rated R.
Yeah, because he comes up with he lets us know.
But with me and Jeff being here, it's at least 17, maybe more. PG 17. So do not.
Or pay-per-view. I mean, take your pick.
Yeah, pay-per-view. All right. People still logging on. Hey Bailey, we missed y'all. I'm glad you're on. Happy Halloween to everybody. We're just going over some rules and announcements.
The fire ants got me good.
Well, it's Halloween. So we try to keep our segments to around 20 minutes because we're only on for about an hour and a half. I don't know who else is on. Some more people logging out. Evan Gilmore. Thank y'all so much for logging in. Hey Elkie. Did I see Elkie? Is that Elkie? Yep. Yeah, hey Elkie, what's going on? So we're trying to keep everything to about 20 minutes per segment. Keep in mind too that we're trying to keep comments to a minimal, and if we don't get to your comment on the live feed, I will get to it, or Jeff will get to it after.
Yeah, because we're having to watch it on the sleeve.
Yeah, we're having some issues since we just moved into a bigger studio. So we see y'all coming in, and we appreciate y'all, and I promise I will get to everyone at some point. Thank y'all so much. So try to keep your comments to a minimal per segment due to there being so many people on and our time frame, and also try to keep your comments related to the topic at hand. If you want to post topics or comments otherwise, don't expect us to answer them. So keep that in mind. Just a little friendly little.
Don't ask if you don't want to know.
That's it. So
we might tell it.
So let's get started. I hope everybody had a happy and safe Halloween for those that go out and participate in things. I'm kind of I like watching things on Facebook more than I like participating in them these days because it's just.
I just soon go home where it's quiet and not have to be bothered.
Right. But I still this is still one of my favorite times of the year.
Oh yeah.
And favorite holidays. So I want to get right in. A friend of mine, Paul, one of our viewers, talked about let's talked about mentioning, or he mentioned, let's talk about the jack-o'-lantern, and where it originated. You know, so we're an all things paranormal outfit. So Chef got eat up by fireheads at work.
Man, that turned me into you asshole. I'm telling you, buddy. Goddamn,
Fireheads are brutal, man. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. And if anybody's familiar with any of this we're getting ready to mention, feel free to comment on this. Does any of our viewers familiar with the spirit Stringy Jack? If so, we would love some more information on this particular spirit. Apparently, from the research that I did, the jack-o'-lantern, it's basically the whole concept came from Ireland, and they used to carve faces out from like potatoes and beets.
Yeah, and I do remember studying some of that in school, but I don't remember the Stringy Jack thing. If I do,
Right. Well,
I just graduated.
I just found it interesting. I just did a little bit of research on it, and I guess I knew more about it as I was growing up, but I haven't. I don't remember studying any of that at school. I mean, I don't remember.
I think we did, but I don't remember all of it. I mean, it's been a day or two since I graduated.
Right. Well, like I said,
I don't remember.
It's an interesting. It's got an interesting enough story background to me. I wonder how many people have pumpkins out in their carved pumpkins out on their porch and don't know the history behind them.
I'm sure there's a lot of people probably.
Is there any of y'all? I'm just curious if any of y'all. Oh, here we go with Paul or Bailey. Yeah, we were going to something that Sleepy Hollow that night. Huh? What in the world is that?
That's a haunted place that they go to up there in South Dakota. It's haunted.
Oh, okay.
For real.
So,
I've been there.
but if anybody wants to comment on the jack-o'-lantern theory and or origin, was anyone aware of this that's watching, where it came from? I just found it interesting enough to talk about on the show or on the video blog this evening. What did he say? Mine have rotted. He said it's rotted.
We used to put too big a candle in ours, and it'd melt the top, and it'd fall in on it and put it out. So we never cut no more.
We never got. Maybe when I was younger. I'm hearing sirens.
Yeah, I'm sure it's the police looking for me because I pissed that woman off at Walmart.
It's all your fault.
Yeah, somebody wanted to read my damn ticket. And I said, hell yeah, it's in the bag, but that's all right.
So anyway, so if anybody wants to chime in on the Stringy Jack, please do so. I've just found it. Couldn't really find any information on Stringy Jack, the evil spirit that they used to make the jack-o'-lanterns originally came from. Again, potatoes and or beets. It came from Ireland. Then they used to carve faces in them to scare away evil spirits and or Stringy Jack. I've never heard of Stringy Jack before, so I knew it was.
It's probably some local thing over there, local legend or something. I
Yeah,
don't know.
local legend. Just thought I'd throw that in there since this is a Halloween thing and kind of special, and we're talking about all kinds of things Halloween related. So some other announcements. In the meantime, if anytime throughout this segment or video broadcast, if anyone wants to chime in and finds information on Stringy Jack, you have the okay to do so throughout the whole segment. If I miss it, I will. Like I said, I'm going to review all comments and logins and blah 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 blahs after our episode. So, what's that one? Bailey's saying you're gonna have to read that. I can't read Bailey's comment.
It says I haven't either. And Elkie said I thought it was Stringy Jack.
What'd she say? Oh, sorry. What?
I thought it was Stringy Jack.
Yeah, that's what it says, Stringy Jack. But I just don't know. I don't know where the
where
that came from. Where the where Stringy Jack, the origin of Stringy Jack. So is what I'm basically asking. So if anybody finds out,
over there
if anybody finds out any local folklore of Stringy Jack, I'd just be personally interested because I couldn't really find anything out on the internet. So, with that being said, some other announcements too, real quick. We are in the process of updating our website. We've got more videos on our YouTube page. What Elkie say? You said something right there. Stingy. Oh, okay. Stingy Jack. I'm sorry. I'm saying stringy. It's Stingy Jack. Okay. Well, again, maybe that's why I couldn't find any information. Oh, Lordy.
Don't let that no more.
I was looking for Stringy Jack and a Stingy Jack. Oh well, go figure.
Because you put too many letters in your words.
Okay, so now I know what to look up. I was like, I'm coming up this popping up on Stringy Jack. Starting off to be a good one tonight, y'all. So anyway, that's what's so Stingy, Stingy, Stingy Jack. So if anybody can find out any information on Stingy Jack, feel free to give us some tips, some 411.
Stingy or if it's stingy.
Stingy. Well, it could be stingy. That's a good. Is it stingy or stingy? Stingy.
Be my luck, the bastard that won't all my candy.
Could be. This could be. Well, that would make sense. Stingy.
Damn candy tax.
All right. So that's enough of that. If you're interested in any of these video blogs or podcasts, we are working on getting more stuff up on our website. We're looking, which is www.capefearsoulseekers.com. You can, or Cape Fear Soul Seekers Show at YouTube. We have added like the best of, what is that one? Somebody commented on the bottom there.
They were carved to scare.
Yeah, that part we got. They were originally carved out to scare away evil spirits. We just don't know who. We don't know who Stingy Jack is or Stingy Jack, or if it's Stingy Jack or Stingy Jack. I just don't know. So I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. So that's what's up. You got.
I never had that problem when I was growing up.
What's that? Somebody else commented?
Them stingy people.
Yeah.
Off Stingy Jack and wandering spirits.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to figure out. We're trying to figure out where was Stingy Jack originated and the backstory behind Stingy Jack. So, or Stingy Jack. Not sure on that one yet. So, but thank you for your comment. Okay, so let's get going. We're going to talk about some local folklore and or local ghost stories, and or if you all have a ghost story and you want to tell it, this is the night to do it. As long as it's relatively short, because we're on the cell phone and I don't have a magnifying glass.
Stinky Jack.
What do you say? Stink?
That's what that one says.
Stinky with an NK.
It's got a picture of a poop on it.
Oh, stinky. So now we're getting Stinky Jack and Stingy Jack.
My cat's leaving the litter box.
So I'm gonna have to do some more research on that, but we appreciate y'all's comments. So here we go. We're gonna start off. So I've already told y'all about some of the stuff we're doing on the website. Check it out, www.capefearsoulseekers.com. Cape Fear Soul Seekers show at YouTube. We have some Cape Fear Soul Seekers episodes up and some of our best of video blogs on our YouTube, and you can watch them whenever you want. And we're going to eventually have them all, the best of, on our website, video and audio for podcast, if you'd rather listen than watch. So, with that being said, here's something I want to discuss with Mr. Snider and you all. Most of the locals here know here being Wilmington, North Carolina, know about the Seneca guns. Now, we're going to talk about the Seneca guns for just a minute here, because I feel it doesn't get discussed enough, and I don't want it to fade out. You know what I mean? I don't want it to, oh, somebody's saying something.
Oh, the original jack-o'-lantern or something. I can't.
We'll have to get that comment. That was so fast. I'm sorry about that. But we will get to it, and I'll comment underneath it. Thank you for letting us know on that. Whoever just posted that really long comment. Thank you. And I'm sorry I didn't get the name on that. So here's the thing. We
should hurry and get
Yeah,
going.
yeah. It's like mid 70s in October, end of October. Really September, basically going into September. So here's my thing. And this is just my personal look. The Seneca guns. Okay, if you don't know what the Seneca guns is, was, and if has anybody even heard them lately? Who's that? Somebody said something. See if we can read that comment.
Elky Pelky Stingy Jack from Wikipedia, the free. Okay. Bailey says it's cold. It just says Seymour. I can't.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to get to that comment in a little bit, Elkie. Thank you so much for posting that. I'll make sure to try to catch up to it. She posted a little bit more information on Stinky Jack or Stingy Jack. We're not sure yet. I think it's Stinky Jack. So, we will look into that too. Thank you so much, Elkie, for doing that research for us. It's just hard to read because I'm on a stupid cell phone. So I apologize for that. So let's get back to the Seneca guns. Well, right now we're going to be talking about some local folklore. Now, if you have a good local folklore story you want to tell, and we may not get to the comment right on the live feed, please tell it anyway, because I want to hear it. And I may mention it on another show or vlog. I said show. Y'all know what to do. I don't have anything to drink, but so if y'all want to post something, feel free to do it. I'm just so interested in, and it doesn't have to be Wilmington. We've got viewers from all over the place. So anybody feeling up to wanting to post something that they know about a local legend, local folklore, or urban legend, this is the time to do it. I'd love to see some stuff, or read some stories, especially in the comment section. So I'm going to talk about the Seneca guns, and look, y'all, this is an all things paranormal video blog, so get ready for what I'm getting ready to say, because some of y'all probably not going to agree with it, but here it is anyway. So the Seneca guns is a really loud. I heard them when I was a kid. We used to live on the water, and they're extremely loud sonic boom.
Shakes everything.
And it shakes everything. It shook. It used to shake our house when we heard them, because we lived right on the intercoastal waterway. So, as I've gotten older and become a little bit more aware of things that I wasn't aware of when I was younger, I've kind of come more into some more open-minded type, I don't know, thoughts in regards to those. Now, these are thoughts. These are just thoughts and ideas. I don't know for sure if that's what this is, what I'm getting ready to say, but it's just some thoughts and some ideas. They say that the Seneca guns can be anything from fighter jets doing maneuvers off the coast to the tectonic plates shifting off the coast, off the East Coast. Causing that. But here's something. Has anyone ever considered, Jeff and I talked about this before and thought it was worth mentioning, has any one of our faithful, I'll at least ask our faithful followers, or not followers, viewers, considered that could be alien spacecraft entering and or leaving our atmosphere? What do you think about that, Jeff?
The reason I think that it's one of the possibilities is because on not every, but on many occasions when we hear the Seneca guns, and I've had the girls in the car with me before when we've heard them, because you can feel the vibrations. we've seen orbs after that in the sky, and it may not be every time.
Have you ever got any of that on pictures? Have you ever got?
No, they get gone too quick.
Somebody said something. Josh said something. Possible. Yeah, that's what that's
it may
this.
not be every time, but on several occasions when we've heard the Seneca guns, or what is reputed to be the Seneca guns, or the loud boom,
right?
And you can feel the repercussion. We've seen orbs.
Now here's
right
the thing.
After, so.
Here's something else to think about. Now, folks, again, I have no way to back any of this stuff up. These are just thoughts and ideas and opinions, and some based on the over 20 years that we have together in the field between UFO hunting and paranormal investigations. No, we can't. But here's something else to think about. If by chance that it is an alien spacecraft, would it have to be the same type of alien spacecraft because of the same type of sound, or could it be different types of craft?
Well, it don't happen very often, and when it does, there's a lot of people hear it, and they report it. And most people report it on social media as they hear a loud boom or an explosion, and they want to know if anybody else has heard it. So it doesn't always happen in the same place. I've been on Oak Island before doing work, and the loud boom happens, and it actually vibrated the panel that I was working on and caused me to lose my balance for a minute. The shockwave was that close, and I didn't see orbs after that one, but it was a hot summer day.
But my thought is, I'm thinking that it's got to be similar in craft every time.
Yeah.
I would think. Now, if somebody else thinks something else, that it could be different types of craft.
I mean, it happens.
If it's a craft at all of alien nature.
And on several occasions, my group, my family, my guys have witnessed orbs in the sky after that. And
so
we were in the middle of Southport one day when it happened, and the girl said, "Did you hear that?" And then Haley says, "Look out the window, and damn, there's an orb."
So maybe that's a mother ship
launching babies.
Launching babies. That's I don't know. I've never heard. You're the first I've heard of anybody seeing orbs of any kind after hearing the
it
noise.
Might have been like if it's a shift in the tectonic plates, or like a mini earthquake or something. We were afraid that it was releasing something like that.
Bailey Snider says yeesh. I think.
She said yeah.
Yeah.
We were all in the van that day.
Yeah, there's another long comment by Evan Dew. Evan, appreciate your comment. I just can't get to it. There's a lot of people scrolling.
And then it's going by so fast.
Go by really quick, so I apologize, but I promise you I will get to it. Shout out to Evan for his long comment. Thank you for that. We'll get to it, if not sometime during the show, vlog, after the vlog for sure. So anyway, any more comments on the Seneca guns, local folks?
What do you think?
Do you think they are? Have you heard them? Have you heard them lately?
And they happen all up and down the coast. It's not just one spot. It's everywhere.
And that's what makes me think that it could possibly be some type of craft and or crafts. Maybe it's crafts and they're all synced up. And they're all leaving at the same time.
Cherry Point is
I'm talking to alien crafts.
Oh yeah, well Cherry Point's got all these fighter jets, and they're just right up the coast.
Well, sure, but when you hear it, you normally don't see anything But I've heard a sonic boom from a jet fighter before, and it was loud, but it's not as loud to me as the Seneca guns are. I just feel like the Seneca guns are just way louder than a.
It's probably a bigger craft.
Yeah.
Than a fighter jet.
That's my thoughts. I mean, that's why.
That's what we were thinking too.
And if you all have never thought this before, here you are. Here we are. So we're trying to.
And it happens all hours of the day and night. It's not just during the day, and it's not just during the night.
I can't read her comment. Nice to hear them or of them. Never heard of them. Yeah, Elkie. They used to happen a lot in Wilmington when I was a kid. I haven't heard of anybody even hearing them in a while.
We get them down there a lot.
Still. Okay. Well, not in Wilmington. I haven't heard. If anybody's heard them recently, feel free to chime in on that. Elkie, look up Seneca guns off the East Coast. Seneca gun noise.
Yeah.
So anyway, so yeah, that's just something I wanted to throw out there.
Is she here in Wilmington?
No, Florida. She's in Florida.
And they don't get them down there?
I don't know. I don't know where she is exactly in Florida. If she's on the East Coast of Florida or
Maybe
the Gulf
it's just
Coast.
in our area here. I don't know.
I haven't, like I said, I haven't done a whole lot of research.
It could be from Virginia to South Carolina. I don't know.
Other than what I've heard growing up as as a kid.
I've heard them.
And the many
Plenty
things.
of time.
Yeah, but I've heard a lot of people say,
This is one.
it could be the tectonic, tectonic
plates.
them things.
Yeah.
Moving, or experimental aircraft of sorts, and who knows. So, man, so that's just something I felt like I wanted to throw in. I see. She said something else. I can't read what she's saying though, but
It's getting going too quick.
yeah, it's just going so by quickly. So I just wanted to kind of throw that out there on this conversation or on this episode. Seneca Guns, folks. Could it be what Paul Tyler say?
A UFO.
Yeah. Could the Seneca Guns be a UFO and or alien type spacecraft entering and or leaving the Earth's atmosphere?
I think that it has been a few times.
Well, and that's just a thought, folks.
And that's only because we see orbs.
Right. That's exactly right. So,
And it would make me want to associate.
but I've never seen any. If anybody's else ever seen any orb activity after hearing the Seneca gun go off, I'd love to hear about it. Jeff has said that he, and not just you,
No, everybody in my band
has seen orbs in the sky after hearing the Seneca
hearing.
guns. So that's the first I've ever heard of that, which I also find extremely interesting. As to maybe just adding some validation to my theory.
Well, my girls were the first to notice it, and it really shocked me because they're very observant. And Haley said, "Look," and we all looked, and damn, there it was,
Wow.
an orb.
Wow.
It was moving.
Well,
So
and that happens a lot down to the Southport.
that's the reason we just
Area in
associated
general.
with it. That's when we started to think more along the line that it was probably a large craft coming into the atmosphere.
Right. I mean, you'd think it'd have to be. What did Elkie say? She's saying something. It's going by so fast I can't see her. Sorry, Elkie. It's just your comment went
So
by.
it's either coming in or going out, and we think that the very first time we saw the orbs is when it was coming in. I don't think they come in and drop them off and leave, but you never know. You don't. I can't prove none of this stuff.
No, these are just some ideas, folks. Just to maybe get your mind thinking a little bit outside the box. So let's go from there. Since we got a lot of people on tonight, and I do apologize again. We can't get to your comment and get to everybody. Thank everyone who's chiming in and watching us this evening. I'm so sorry I can't get to all y'all's comments. They're just going by really quick, and so is the people logging in and stuff coming in. Or just thank y'all so much, man. We're wow. Thank y'all. We love y'all. So let's keep this momentum flowing. So that's the Seneca guns. Feel free to look that up. I think there's some stuff on the internet about them. About that phenomena. We're going to move on to another favorite, one of my folklores. Now, I wasn't going to do this on our video blog, but since I've talked to Dustin Ivy, for new viewers, is my producer with the Cape Fear Soul Seeker show. We are in the talks of somehow tying the video blogs and video blog in with the Cape Fear Soul Seeker show. So we're going to kind of talk about. It's going to all kind of run together. So, with that being said, we're doing an episode on the Cape Fear Soul Seekers show about the Mako Light out near Mako, which is near Delco, Brunswick County. Now, this is another urban legend, local folklore, kind of ghost story that a lot of y'all are familiar with, at least a lot of your locals are familiar with, and I'm just going to kind of get into what that is a little bit, what some people think it is, and here's the thing, so one of our episodes, we're going to go out there and investigate it. Yes, there's been many people before us that's done it, but we just want to do it. I want to see it for myself. I've never been out there. We've never We've never been out there, so we're gonna get our crew to go out there and just and film it and just see what it's all about. Eventually, hope somebody's. Can you see if you can see that comment?
This is can be seen in Burgo on the track, so they say.
Yeah, but they've
Supposedly
actually.
you see it in the Southport too. But
Yeah, but they've ripped those tracks up where the actual event happened. So, for those that don't know that are watching, thank you, Josh, for your comment. I was able to were able to see that one. Joe Baldwin is the ghost of the Mako light, supposedly. This happened. There was a train accident where there was on these tracks in this particular area in Mako. Joe Baldwin died in the crash and lost his head in the incident. So the story goes that on just random nights, if you stand out there on those now again, since this I don't know, they ripped the tracks up years ago.
they took the ones up in Southport too.
Right, that where the story originated, those tracks are no longer there, but you could still things still happen where the tracks used to be, apparently, or from what I've been told by other investigators and other people that live in the area. So basically, what happens is if you stand out there at certain times of the night, you can see his spirit walking up and down the tracks looking for his head, and you can see he was what do they call those people?
Brakeman.
Yeah, he was a brakeman, and with a light, and you can see his light walking up and down where the tracks or walking up and down the tracks or where the tracks used to be. Now, with that being said, I know, and others of us know, especially in the paranormal field, that that has been debunked by another group. I don't know if I want to mention their name. I don't know if they want me to or not. So I'm going to keep them anonymous. Anonymous. How the hell do you say that word?
He's gonna keep your name off the show.
So,
it's like I don't talk about that national group that I don't like.
Or the woman that wanted to see your receipt at Walmart.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. I can't see crap. Tracks were removed in 1977. Oh, okay. Thanks, Paul. Can be seen in Burgon on the back on the way. Thanks, Josh. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Paul, for those comments. Paul said the tracks were moved in 1977.
I never got to see it, Bailey says.
What's that?
Bailey said she never got to see it.
Well,
we went on a ghost walk in Southport, and they showed us all that stuff.
Yeah.
Hell, years ago. I don't even know how long ago it was.
Well, this one, the original one story came out from Delcom, so I don't know how Southport would be involved. Is that a different story?
It's
got to be a different story.
The tracks that they took up was part of the Mako Light.
Oh, okay.
Legend.
So what we're so here's Paul said something else. Can you read his? What he said?
Fort Bragg even came down to investigate it.
Oh wow. So here's the thing. A group came in that I know of. That's real good at that's known for debunking things. And their findings on that were natural gas deposits in that area along the tracks, or along where the tracks used to be, seep up out of the ground. And when they seep up out of the ground, they illuminate.
Careful. You'll get us cut off.
Oh, it's going to get better even later. So we'll probably get cut off at some point tonight. I'm not quite ready for that segue yet, though. We got to build up to it. This group that's very well known. They're from Raleigh. I'll say that much. They said they debunked it. They said they saw the lights, or the light. I guess it would be lights then if it's
in multiple locations.
Yeah, in multiple locations, making it look like if you're far enough down the tracks, the lights are or the gas is seeping up out of the ground, then it might look like somebody's trying to walk down a track coming towards you. Paul's saying something else.
Fort Bragg even came down to West End. And that's exactly what military personnel from Fort Bragg said about the gases.
Okay, so Fort Bragg has also confirmed that it's natural gas. But you know what? I don't care. I've never been there, and I do care. That's not true. I care, and we want to go see it for ourselves and see if we can experience what other people have experienced. He said one more thing.
But they admitted to seeing the light.
Well, there you go. So, I've seen the light a few times.
I did the next
oh wait,
day.
no, that's called an epiphany. I had an epiphany.
I did the next day.
Right. All right. So, thank you for sharing that information, Paul. So that's what we plan on doing. Stupid microphone. We want to go out there. We just want to see it for ourselves and see what's going on and see what kind of experience we can experience. Oh. And I'm having to shift because my body's falling asleep. Because we're having to be a little tighter than normal tonight.
Yeah.
This should be Halloween-y enough, right? So.
I've started to bring the beast with me, but I didn't.
Oh man, I'm so glad I'm kind of glad Brandon's not here because man, we'd have to be.
Somebody had to be hanging from the ceiling.
It'd be really tight. Paul said something else. What's going on?
But they admitted. Bailey says, "I hope y'all see it."
Oh yeah, we hope we see something. So it'll be an interesting adventure anyway. We haven't done anything outside, and we typically stay away from outside stuff, but for all kinds of reasons. But so that's my two kind of ghosty stories I wanted to share. The cynic or paranormal-ish phenomena-ish stuff that I wanted to talk about this evening. I'm very interested in the Seneca guns, and I'm still interested in the Baco Light, whether or not it has been debunked by the military now. I guess that's the first I've heard of that. So I appreciate Paul saying something about that, and just really interested in knowing about where it is and just trying to see if we can experience what so many people have already experienced. So it'll be a fun investigation regardless. So if anybody has any local folklore, and I know, I was asked by some if I was going to talk about any downtown, Wilmington downtown history and haunts, and I'm staying away from downtown ghost stories because A, it's Halloween, and B, there's ghost tours that do those, and I'm in good standings with those folks, and I don't want to have to cross paths with any of them, because I am telling stories that are live and on air and on video. But here's the thing: I will say this: for those thinking about coming to Wilmington, viewing Wilmington, and into tours, ghost tours, and all. Wilmington has 2 great ghost tours downtown, and Southport has a great one.
Yes.
And I don't want to get into names and all that stuff yet. Well, maybe another episode we'll talk about that if I get permission from folks, more so. But they have great ghost tours downtown. 2 of them: the Ghost Walk and the Ghost Pub Crawl, Haunted Pub Crawl. So I highly recommend somebody saying something. Can you check that one out for me?
It says, what about the story of Sam Hain and the origin of Halloween?
Well, we did, and who was that, Paul?
No, it's Brian.
Brian
Potter.
Brian Potter. Thanks for that. We talked about. I appreciate that comment. We talked about the origin of the. Who was that? Sam.
Hain.
Sam Hain. I do not know that one. Feel free to comment again with a little bit more backstory on Sam Hain. That'd be great. We did talk about the jack-o'-lantern origin a little bit from Ireland, and Stingy or Stinky Jack. I'm still confused on which one it is. So, but yeah, feel free to comment more on that, brother. I'm not familiar with the Sam Hain. Is that Sleepy Hollow? Is that where Sleepy Hollow got its origin?
I don't know.
Or did Sam Hain turn into Sleepy Hollow?
I don't know.
The Headless Horseman. Is he talking about the Headless Horseman?
No.
Are you talking about the Headless Horseman? Is that where Sam Hain came from? I don't know.
No, that's
that was somebody else. Ichabod Crane.
Ichabod Crane.
Yeah, Ichabod Crane. That's a good
he
one
was
too.
the one that saw it.
Huh?
He was the one that saw the Headless Horseman.
Oh, okay. Well, then the Headless Horseman could still be Sam Hain. I don't know.
I don't know.
If you get a chance, comment. Anybody know any of that backstory where Sam Hain? More backstory on Sam Hain. That'd be great. So now we're going to switch gears a little bit. So we sold a couple. You wanted to tell us?
Yeah, you want to hear about the bishop? The lizard man?
So Jess got. No, this isn't a story. This has a little. People's actually. I'm just gonna let you tell it.
All right.
Tell it.
All my life, we've heard wives' tales about local haunts and things around Mountain Lights and places where I grew up, and the lizard man down in South Carolina. Well, I never got an opportunity to go down there.
Now, where in South Carolina?
Bishopville. And in
now, where is Bishopville?
I'm getting ready to tell you.
All right.
In 1988, I got a call at home one night.
Wait. I need a flashlight. I need a spooky flashlight.
Yeah, well, in 1988, when I was still the police, I get a call one night when I'm off now. I'm at home. And the dispatcher says, we need you to come in, check in, pick up a couple people. You got to go pick up an escapee. And they're in South Carolina. And I said, okay, no problem.
Now, this is back when you were on.
This is back when I was working
By the
for the
way,
state.
Yeah, Jeff used to be a police officer back
for the North Carolina Department of Human Resources for a little over 20 years. Anyway, it don't matter. I had to go pick up an escapee, and I took some people with me, some of my guys with me, in my car. Absolutely, it almost keep up with a lightning bolt. It's pretty quick. Anyway, gassed it up, got everybody in there, and we didn't, and got everything in that we had to have, and we lit out for Bishopville, South Carolina, which is right in the middle of the state. Well, as soon as we crossed the state line, didn't nobody bother us. I don't know why they didn't, but we was hauling ass. And so we get down there and pull up to this building. It's a block building that was a city jail, and that's where they had our person that we were going to pick up. And while we were walking in the door, their dispatcher was taking a call about, actually it was like the third of 5 or 6 calls while we were there. And we were there for a good 30 minutes filling out paperwork and searching this guy and doing all kinds of stuff and getting him ready to transfer him over to us. There was 5 or 6 calls came in about people seeing what they call the lizard man. And this is while we were there. So, we just thought that it was all crazy. Well, the dude that was in charge of the jail was telling us, you ain't never heard of the lizard man? And I said, yeah. He said, well, it tends to eat things. Like it would eat people's pets and stuff that was tied outside and farm animals and stuff like this. It's supposed to be a 6 or 7 foot tall bipedal lizard that walks like a man.
Now, is that could that be a reptilian?
It's very possible, but if it is, it's been described as several different colors, green and gray. And
anybody else ever heard of the lizard man?
Color.
Please feel free to comment on that.
But they've never described it as having on like any kind of a tire.
What year was it? When was
1988.
88.
In the middle of summer. It was hotter than hell. I'll never forget it.
And you saw
No, I didn't see it.
You didn't see it.
But the reptilian that I saw had a uniform on. It was like a white, grayish white, like. I would have to describe it as a spacesuit with a like no collar, and it was looking at me. But anyway, we didn't get to see the lizard man, but
you heard they heard the calls or something.
I heard the calls. Yeah, we were there.
That's crazy.
We were there, and as quick as we got this dude in the car, we gassed up again and got the hell out of there.
That's crazy.
None of my guys wanted to see it, and I didn't want to see it.
No, I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm the same way.
My life was short, fat bald headed people. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
So, but they was taking calls on it while we were there, and I thought, ooh, this is crazy. But it's in Bishopville, South Carolina, which is right in the middle of the state. And we zipped down there, and when we pulled in, they were taking calls, and when we left, they were dispatching people. I didn't get to hear any of the radio transmissions or anything, because we didn't have our fancy radios at the time.
Right.
We could listen to everybody and his brother. But
we may have to look into that. I may have to do some research on the
lizard man to them are
never heard
a
of
real thing.
Wow, I've never heard of that before tonight. Never heard of that one either. So.
Yeah, I would have to say it's probably a reptilian. That's what it's
so one thing I'm definitely going to look more into that one because that's the first time I've ever heard of that. I'm going to look into Brian's Sam Hain. We'll talk more about that on next episode. If I can do some more research on that, or if anybody wants to comment tonight on the origin of Sam Hain during our episode this evening, feel free to do that. I'd like to know more about that as well. So we're talking alien a little bit, and lizard man maybe could be a reptilian, and not necessarily. Appreciate it. I'm sorry I can't get to everybody's logging in. I can't get to everybody's name.
It's going so fast.
It's going so fast. I'll give everybody a general shout out. Thank y'all so much. It's going so fast, scrolling so fast through the phone right now. We just can't keep up. But I do love y'all. We love y'all, and thank y'all so much. Everybody that's viewing. I see Jay. I see Elkie. Bailey. Thank you so much for joining. Paul and thank you all of our new viewers and regular viewers. We thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for sticking around as well for the Halloween episode. It's been a good one so far. Yep. So got some good comments, of which I will go back and thank you, Evan, for your comment once again. I'm sorry if and Josh, thank you too. I'm sorry for any I might have missed or we might have missed. I promise y'all after this episode I will go back and like and love everybody's comments. So we're talking about aliens a little bit. Who's that?
It's Brian Potter. People would dress in costumes and like something.
Go ahead again.
Oh, it says people would dress in costumes and like animals so Sam Hain would not kidnap them. That is where it came from.
Thanks, Brian. Never heard of that. Okay, so he said. So repeat what he said. He said people would dress in costumes and like I'm sure it looked like animals, so Sam Hain would not kidnap them. That's where it came from. So is that where Halloween came from?
I don't
Possibly.
know. It could be. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks, Brian. So now we know the little bit more of the backstory of Sam Hain. That's a pretty crazy story.
Well, there's lots of things that
Halloween is related to. Yeah.
Nobody had the technology that we got today.
Oh, sure. No. So they had to do something.
Yeah, and all this stuff came with them as the generations came along, and like where I'm from, we had for several months, we had a dude dressing up with like a furry suit and walking out in front of cars like he was Bigfoot. Now this guy was almost over 7 feet tall. His name was Bear. I'm not going to mention his last name, but his nickname was Bear, and he would walk out in front of cars. Well, and people were calling in and not complaining. People were calling in and reporting a Bigfoot. Well,
and it was just a big dude.
And it was just Bear, dude. I mean, it's Bear. I almost said his last
So you
name.
got to wonder where some of these things come from.
Yeah. Well, one of the deputies up there where I'm from, he was just a little timid, and he got a tranquilizer gun from the county animal control, and
Did he shoot your friend?
Well, hold on, when he got there,
I'm sorry.
and this went on for like I don't know, upwards of a month before he finally tagged him. Well, the headlines on the newspaper with the night that he got tagged said, local deputy. He mentioned his name. I know what his name is, but I don't want to mention his name. And he tagged him with that tranquilizer gun.
He shot your.
Shot him right on the ass cheek almost. It was on the side. Anyway, he got him good. He had to go to the hospital. That's how they found out about it. It was a bear. Bear's a big old
When he
fool.
got shot, did
with
it
a
leave a
tranquilizer.
mark? And the guy said, "Oh, you could barely notice."
You could barely know. Yeah, well, he had to go. I
See what I did there?
See what you did there.
Barely noticed.
I went to visit him in the hospital, and I said, "Bear, what the hell, dude?" He just laughed. He didn't say a word. It was fun. He owned a place called Dodge City, and it was a bad nightclub.
What's Paul say? Can't read that.
Laugh out loud.
Yeah.
But the deputy's nickname was Deadwood, and that's what we called him. And he actually shot him. It was in the
Deadwood.
paper. Deadwood.
God.
So if anybody out there knows who Deadwood the deputy was up there, where I'm from,
Bailey say.
Bailey says, ha 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 ha. Yeah, I've told him that story. I don't know how many
That's
times.
funny.
And he sure tagged old Bear right on the hip.
Well, that's a good.
And then the Bigfoot sightings quit, of course.
And
after
you
that.
got to think that some of these, like you said, they didn't have near the technology
we got now.
So somebody back then could very easily fabricate
Anything.
whatever, you know. And how are we going to debunk that? I mean, you know, they didn't have Scooby Doo in the gang either. So,
Well-
but if they did back then, you know, you know what's funny, man? And I know it's a cartoon. I'm gonna just say this because I think it's hilarious. And yes, I get it; it's a cartoon. But man, them folks were some crime or some paranormal debunking
Oh,
with no tools or equipment or no high tech gear, and they always
to the
unmasked.
bottom
What's his name?
yeah, got to the bottom of it. It's evil. It's Mr. Rib Rock.
Yeah, right. I mean, I'm just saying.
It's Rib Rock.
I'd like to see like an investigative group that that doesn't have any gear, any high tech equipment,
Go out and prove
and just
something.
go out
Prove
and
or
or just disprove something with just gut
On their own.
and raw raw debunking
Or
skills.
a tranquilizer gun. It
Or
says there's a
tranquil-
booger here that's been walking around like Bigfoot.
But I don't doubt what they ain't a Bigfoot up there.
So you know, if anybody knows of any like just raw, or maybe we'll just go out and do some investigating with just no gear, you know, nothing, and just see if we can't figure stuff out. Non equipment,
Yeah.
you know, just a raw investigation. That'd be kind of cool. So, all right, so let's switch gears a little bit. So we talked about aliens a little bit. Now look, folks, we getting ready to get into some weird stuff. So just keep your mind. It's Halloween. It's Halloween. It's Halloween, right? This is a Halloween episode. We gonna try. Oh, what's Bailey say?
And it's not Sydney, Lakota.
It's so
I bet
some
it
of the
ain't
stuff
pretty
we're going
good
to talk about tonight is strictly off the cuff, right? Some things I've been thinking about lately, some thoughts that are in my mind that I want to share with you all. We want to share with you all because Jeff and I think a lot alike. So does Brandon. That's why he's on our video blog. I don't have no facts to back this stuff up, y'all. At least not the segments that I'm talking about right now. But I'm just throwing some stuff out there because it's Halloween, alright? So, with all of that disclaimers being said, what is your... Here's the thing. And I'm not trying to offend anyone on any of these thoughts and take away their beliefs and their... Some of these people, some people I know are very serious when it comes to some of this stuff. And I respect their views and opinions and their practices. So, with that being said, let's talk about werewolves, Dracula, some witches. What else do I want to get into? The Mothman. Just here's what I'm getting ready to just y'all, some of y'all gonna just okay. What if, just bear with me, what if those were some of the early shapeshifters that had come to our planet?
Well,
in the form of those type of supernatural beings.
Well,
Bam! Did I just blow y'all's mind?
well,
Who was it?
It says, like Wolfman. Yeah, well, my group, my family, we personally know people that experience lycanthropic episodes, especially during a full moon or when odd things happen,
Right.
to cause them to have that problem. And I mean, we've gone so far as to figure out that how you can tell a lichen with just the length of their fingers,
Right.
and the color of their pee. Like I'm not gonna go check
No,
out,
yeah. Well,
but they're
that'll be
supposed to pee
another
purple.
episode.
I don't know if they do or not. And their hair and their mannerisms and their just the way they do. And,
Right. No.
I know people.
Now
like
hear
that.
me out. Just hear me out. All right, y'all hear me out. I know y'all about lost it over that statement. I'm sorry. It's just a thought. It's just a thought. Let's just take a breather. Shapeshifters. Dracula can turn into a bat.
Yep, a bat.
Man can turn into a werewolf.
Yep,
Mothman.
Mothman.
What did Bailey say?
Wolfman.
What's somebody's?
That's food.
says, hey guys.
Who was that? Oh,
An older thing.
maybe.
I guess it's just
Did we lose something?
No.
That's my guitar rig. So that's just a thought. That's just a thought. I'm not saying it is, and I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just, what if? These are what ifs, y'all. We're just going all out because it's Halloween, right?
Yep. I know people that practice Wicca. I know Wiccans.
And what if some?
I know
What
Lycans.
what if witches? It's not all. I don't want. I know people that do the same, right? So, what if? Somebody's saying something. What they say?
Still streaming. Or steaming.
What?
It says still steaming.
Still streaming?
I guess.
Did it stop?
I don't know.
I don't know what that means. You're not giving me much information.
It ain't giving-
What did he say? I don't know.
It
What he
says
said.
still steaming.
Still steaming? I don't know what that means.
That's what I'm saying.
Like maybe mind blown over my statement. So, for example, what if some of the early, I don't know. There's a lot of comments coming in. I can't keep up. Josh, read what's Josh say.
You know, I was talking to Haley. Bailey said that y'all thought it messed up. Oh, he said it was still streaming.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Thank you, Pat. My guitar rig's talking to us.
I thought we was frying.
No,
something
my
there for a
guitar.
second.
Well, my guitar rig may be frying. I should have turned it off before the video blog. My bad. So, okay. Again, these are just wacky thoughts, y'all, because it's Halloween. So just bear with me. I got more coming. So, let's go into even further stuff. So look at the brooms, witches. What if that was early alien technology? An early way of flight for aliens.
It could be.
And a way for it to be alright, I'm turning it off. You're going to have to take over. I'm going to go turn my guitar rig off. A way for them to travel as diversions.
Well,
As a diversion, folks.
Has anybody ever seen the video of the flying people that are just like hovering in the atmosphere, and they fly vertically, and there's just all kinds of ways without any kind of jetpack. That may be where he's leading to, but the what do they call them? At one time they
Never
called
heard of
them
that.
flying humans, but they call them something else too. And I can't remember where they've been seen. I've never seen one, but I've seen footage of them, and I don't always catch everything that I see on video. So I'm not going to sit here and tell everybody, you know,
Halloween.
I know this or know everything.
Halloween.
But that's you know, that's what it is.
I'm just saying, y'all, look, I want people to think about stuff after this episode tonight. I don't want them to be upset. Because, like I said, I have friends that practice.
Yeah.
You know, and they're not practicing evil
No, I don't know
stuff. They're
anybody.
just practicing the culture
Right,
of
the
it.
culture
Right,
of it.
right.
I don't know anybody that practices anything evil either. Even the lichens or the lycanthropes, I don't. They haven't done anything bad. Hell, even my pussycats eat raw meat.
Right.
I mean, my big cats eat raw hamburger meat.
I mean, what if some of what people were thinking they saw was Dracula was early drone type technology?
Could be.
It's part of smoke and mirrors, you know.
Could be. I mean,
and
and then just like causing that person to see what they want them to see, and
that's right. And you know, sleight of hand or
shapeshifters.
shape shifting. And maybe they could have had certain mind and eye control to where, hey, I'm not really this isn't, you know, this is, I'm puff of smoke, here's a drone and we're taking off. It's not necessarily a bat, it's really a drone, but it looks like a bat. Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm just throwing some stuff.
Could be. I don't know where they came up with the Dracula idea, and I don't know where they come up with the chupacabra thing, but there's something out there.
That's a long one.
This is saw a UFO in Rocky Point one night. Didn't come super close, but we could see a triangular light. It moved one way slowly, then darted 90 degrees from that and disappeared. Triangular light was flashing. Yeah.
So Josh, yeah, man, we've talked about those. Okay, so
that's what we normally see down here is the triangle-shaped ones.
yeah, so we had an episode, and it might be on our best of if you want to go look it up, brother. We had an episode dedicated to orbs and what happens. What's on the bottom there? I see something
This
there.
says, "Hey, Dad, it's possum." Hey,
They
hey,
got-
little girl.
uh,
Babies. All my babies are watching.
so we've had an episode dedicated to types of craft that are the
we've
most
seen.
popular
That we've seen down
well, or most popular
here. Right.
reported.
Reported.
And the
this.
triangle one that you mentioned has definitely come up before, and has been seen in many occasions all over the United States.
Now let me ask you this: was your triangle, was it revolving like all 3 points? You know, light. Was it revolving one way or the other, or was it just moving, or was it horizontal? I mean, horizontal moving. Because the last one that I saw was moving, was turning, and
Sorry, y'all.
back on there in a minute.
Yeah.
But the triangles are more prevalent down here. It says, hey, it says, "Hey, Dad, it's possible everyone we're all playing Magic and listening. We miss you guys." And the dude says, "I've got
I scrolled
goosebumps."
I scrolled it down.
Well, look, if your UFO that you see down here, if it's a triangle shape, I'll tell you something else we were talking about on that episode that you guys may or may not have ever seen, and if you have seen it, I'd love to hear. We were watching a triangle on the beach one night, and it says, looked like a cockpit light. I felt like a shaped kind of a Ouija cursor. Yeah. Well, we were at the point one night doing a sky watch, and this triangle of lights was up in the sky, and
Come this way, son. There we go.
this triangle of lights was up in the sky, and all of a sudden they just faded out. They just faded out to nothing. That's the night that we saw the one that faded out.
Right.
That was going down the beach. Anyway, when it came back on, instead of it being a triangle, it was three points of light straight in a row. And as soon as they came back on, they went up the beach. They went up toward Wilmington from where we were at, and it scared the shit out of me. And I knew, dude, these things know when you're watching them. I don't know how in the world they can feel.
They know
tell
when
that
we're
you're-
online, folks.
Yeah, they know when you're watching them. And it's their prerogative. If they want you to see them or see anything, they'll let you see it. But if they don't want you to see it, you ain't gonna see it. Matthew's been in there.
The only ones I've seen are the orbs.
And the one that came down through the clouds that night when we were over in the Springs at the dam watching, he said, "Tell me you just got through seeing that." And I just did see the tail end of it leaving.
Now, Josh, now look, you know, we're having some segments here, but Josh came up with You know, if somebody
Right.
comes up with something like Josh mentioned, we'll talk about it because it's relevant.
Yeah, it's
And
relevant. And he knows.
you know, he's
He's seen.
you know,
This went toward Burgaw and then shot eastward. Yeah, the one we were watching, the one that was turning was coming toward the Walmart parking lot because we were leaving the Walmart that night, and
Come this way.
there was like, I don't know, 12, 13, the girls can tell you, 12, 13, 15 cars stopped watching this thing. We weren't the only ones to see it. And the traffic was stopped watching it. And as it approached us, it didn't get on top of us, but it got close enough to where we could see it, and it started to turn, and as it turned, it started going down Highway 211 toward Supply, North Carolina, which is the middle of the county. And we watched it till it went completely out of sight, and just like all the three of the lights went together, and it just kept right on going. And I thought, oh damn.
yeah, Josh, man, I appreciate that comment, and also too, man, try to check out some of our past vlogs. We go a lot more into depth on we've got some vlogs on our YouTube page, and I think that one of those episodes where we talk about more in depth on
The triangles.
well, just the types of UFOs that have
The
been
types of
reported.
craft that the more
I
prevalent
think one of those
shapes.
episodes is on our video blog. If it's not, I'll make sure that it gets up there.
Because I've seen the saucer kind, and the triangle kind, and the orbs, and the cigar kind, and
yeah, and then the only thing I've seen is the orbs.
well,
And then one I saw, then they just kind of just was there, and it wasn't there. It just
faded out.
disappeared. Yeah, I mean, it just dissolved. You know, it was perfectly round in shape.
You
and
talking
then-
about the one on the beach?
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
we were all down there.
crazy.
We saw it as we were driving up to park to go do our sky watch. He
Now,
said-
Josh, I don't know if you know this. A Skywatch. And now we work together. He runs a group called
Alien Cryptoid
thank you.
Investigations, ACI.
Yes, and we do stuff together. And he's also on my paranormal group as well with Cape for Soul Seekers. Jeff and I have known each other for what, 8-9 years,
Long
something like a
time.
while now. So we do a lot of investigating together. But so if you don't know what a Skywatch is, basically we take, and I know I'm cutting off what we were talking about just for a minute. I apologize to y'all. We'll get back to that. Josh just had I just wanted to caught his comment and wanted to explain to him a couple of things real quick, since he's had a personal UFO experience. And that's relative to what we all are all about. So
And you're not crazy.
and you're not crazy. Basically what a Skywatch is we go out to we have a spot we go out to on Oak Island when it's a good night to do it.
A really good dark night.
Dark night.
The darker the better.
And then basically set up scopes, binoculars, cameras, night vision stuff, and we set up. And it's just a long night. You know, we look up at the stars and record whatever we can record, and we record audio too, because you never know what you might catch on audio. And we take readings too on us as well, because you never know.
You never know when they're going to
What
signal you or
signal you or
activate
try
one
to
of your
tag you.
implants.
Exactly. So we try to we use EMF detectors, same things we would use for ghost hunting. We use for UFO hunting and alien hunting as well. So that's basically what we do, and that's called a Skywatch. In case you weren't familiar with that terminology, that's what we do.
We try to do them, but we try not to do them when the damn drunks with the flashlights are out there in the summertime.
No,
They'll light
matter of
you
fact,
up
we'll probably do one here soon
Yeah.
before it gets too cold.
before
So
it gets too cold, and the turtles are all gone, and none of the drunks are out with flashlights coming over there to see what you're doing. What the
Yeah,
hell you
yeah, a lot of
doing?
times,
God
yeah,
damn, I
everybody-
can't see now.
everybody wants to bother us, and
I don't even take a light with me. I don't need one. But-
yeah, we just do it so I can keep an eye on the equipment. That's why I carry one.
Oh no, I'm just saying.
No, I got you. You're
the
adjusted
damn
to-
drunks
Your eyes are adjusted to the dark.
give me
better
a
than
hard
mine do.
time.
So, all right. So let's get back to. Thank you, Josh. Man, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
We appreciate you sharing that with us. Somebody else is saying something,
See,
but it's going
we're
by
not
really
the
quick.
only ones that
No,
say
goodness no. Sorry, I missed a really long comment just then. Again, I will go back to these comments and comment on them as soon as the video blog podcast program is over. God, I can't believe I just got that all out. I was like, Where am I going with this?
That's a lot of words to put together.
Right. So going back to, the supernatural.
Yes.
Now let me ask you this: do you believe that all of those types of supernaturals, witches, wolf people, or werewolves, Dracula, do you think they're also dimensional travelers?
Oh, absolutely. I
Anybody
was
else
just
think
getting ready to say, I'm a firm believer in interdimensions.
And even Bigfoot.
Yeah,
Even Bigfoot
there's a
could
lot
be-
of things that are interdimensional, and people look at you like you got lobsters coming out of your ears, but can you disprove it? I can't prove it, but I can't disprove it either.
Right.
And all of a sudden it's there one minute and gone the next. Where the hell are they going?
You got NASA releasing stuff saying we can neither confirm nor deny
and
this is a UFO.
somebody somewhere knows the truth.
Oh,
and
sure.
eventually it's going to start coming out a lot more than it is now. And all the governments are starting to spill their guts on the UFOs and the strange things that are happening.
Somebody's.
And
What's that one?
I personally believe they're interdimensional. It says time travel.
Yeah, time traveler.
Absolutely.
Yep, time traveler.
Anything's possible.
Yep. And which would make sense for them to be either interdimensional and or time travels.
Because they haven't found anything.
And, well, not just that, because the story has continued for thousands of years.
And it hadn't changed.
That's right. And so somebody's got to be able to keep those stories going. I mean,
and in Florida, they call the Bigfoots down there. They call them skunk apes, and they see them before they have bad weather. Or no. They see them. They actually see them, physically see this thing right after bad storms and hurricanes and things.
Right.
So Elkie may know about that, but that's all I know about them is they see them after a bad storm, and I don't know if that's just they're there to survey where they were, or I have no idea.
Now,
I know they're here.
We're getting a little bit kind of close to our time frame, so. But I find that. Thank you for. Was that Brian? Thank you, Brian, for your comment.
Yeah.
On that. So. I truly would believe either time travel or interdimensional. And you were saying
pop in.
Now here's where we're going to get a little bit on the going down the rabbit hole, as we like to do with our little last segment here, because you said somebody knows.
Somebody does know.
And here's who I think. In my personal opinion, here's the people who I think so more. I don't think a president. I think the only president I've ever known was JFK, because he was going to exploit all of that
He was
at
going to
one
tell
point.
everybody, yeah.
But I firmly, truly, without getting too political, I firmly believe that the people who know are your Freemasons. You're not you're just a member. I'm talking your higher ups.
The upper echelon.
Yeah, and your Illuminatis. They're the ones that
they know.
I truly believe that's just my personal opinion.
Somebody's got their finger on the buttons.
Right.
And it damn sure ain't me and you.
I mean, if the Freemasons were started back in like 1717. So,
yeah. George Washington was a Freemason.
Yeah, as long as they've been around. So has Ben Franklin. He was like one of the founding members. I mean, as long as they have been around.
These other things have too.
And here's something else. I'm getting ready to blow some of y'all's mind with a thought. Just a thought. I don't have no. I have zero ways to factually back what I'm getting ready to say, y'all. This is a Halloween episode, and this is just I'm throwing an opinion and an idea out there. We've talked about shapeshifters a lot tonight, and I'm getting ready to mention this again. Paul Tyler said look up the 13 families of the Illuminati, so I did. And oh my goodness, I had no idea what the 13 families of the Illuminati was all about until I looked them up. And I'm going to tell y'all something. Some of y'all are going to laugh at this. Some of you... It would... Man, I don't even know if I want to say it, but I'm going to go... Here we go. It's Halloween. I don't care. It wouldn't surprise me after seeing who. Now look, I don't know how factual some of this research I did. I just did some brief research on it, on who certain people think the Illuminati leaders are. But I'm gonna tell you, after looking them up, I think every one of them is a shapeshifter.
Anything's possible.
I mean, it would not surprise me in the least if every one of the 13 founding members of the Illuminati is a shapeshifter or alien in some way, shape, or form, and possibly or related to the Greys.
Yeah.
Because, and I'm gonna mention the Greys because of what the Greys typically liked, how they conduct themselves in
how they do business,
and how they do business from reports that we get and have gotten over the many years of us doing what we do. So that's what I'm without getting too political, because we could get really deep and political.
Just on that.
Just on the Freemasons and the Illuminati.
And the Greys.
And the Greys, of course. But I'm trying to keep this more Halloweenish. I think I did all right with that. And let's see what Brian says.
Says there was a TV show called Prime Evil or something like that, and what happened on there was these time doorways would open and things would come out.
Well, yeah, I remember that show.
Oh, yeah.
And, I'm a firm believer that the dinosaurs didn't originate on this planet. There's quite a few things that are not original to this planet. I don't think we are.
Cats, octopuses.
Cats, octopuses, squids, dinosaurs, alligators. None of them things, they are not original to this planet.
Alligators will be here long after we're gone.
Yep, and so will cockroaches,
Yeah,
but they're damn bugs. And see, that's another thing there's 5 or 6 different types of aliens that have been talked about, and one of them is a bug type, and it looks a lot like an upright praying mantis looking thing. I've never seen one, but I've heard descriptions of them from people that have.
Was Brian said something else?
That's Boob. It says,
Okay.
I believe that there are things like that. Yeah, hell yeah, they're like
Well,
that.
yeah, and so look, y'all, we've touched on quite a few things tonight. We appreciate, man. We cannot keep up with everybody who's been logging in and logging out, and the comments have just or
They go by so
viewers have been
fast.
going by so quick tonight, and we just look, man. Here's what I'd love for y'all to do, man. If y'all are into any of this, give us a like, some loves. Feel free to share this if you want.
And if you have additional information to add, by all means,
Please
put it in there.
And look, and I
You're
promise
not
y'all.
crazy, and we'll be more than glad to listen to you. That's
Here-
why I created my little group, because the national group treated us like shit.
And here's another thing too. So
I'll just say it.
and here's another thing. Obviously, just another disclaimer. Do not let your young children view this without at least some sort of parental supervision. Because and
some
all
weird
of our
stuff, and
vlogs are very similar in
Don't
nature.
speak my mind.
And it gets a little crazy. But on a serious note, and for new viewers that's seen this for the first time, now you know how we operate. We like to have fun, we like to have a good time, but we also like to be serious when the time
What is
comes.
your group?
What's that?
Alien Cryptoid Investigations.
Yeah, his
ACI.
group is Alien Cryptoid Investigation. My group is Cape Fear Soul Seekers.
And we had to start one because we wasn't getting anywhere with the national crowd. And
we
They-
want.
I don't even want to go into that right now.
Or mention their name. But y'all, anybody
they-
that follows that probably knows who we're talking about.
You'll get the same response I did.
But so we try to touch a little bit on a lot of things, and then leave it up to the rest of y'all to explore that mind a bit and do some research.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for watching, Josh. We appreciate your comments. Everybody it's been going by. It's been an awesome, amazing. We had no idea it was going to be this freaking busy. So we love y'all. We thank y'all so much for all of y'all's for all of y'all who took time out on a busy Halloween weekend to view us. We hope we could inform you of some things, had some fun with you all this evening. Somebody's saying something.
Really enjoyed your blog.
Oh, thank you very much. Who was that, Josh or
Brian?
Brian, thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
So now that some of you new viewers know a little bit more what we're about.
We've got a lot of information to share, so just.
Oh man, it's still more coming.
I don't know everything, and I don't. I have no. I don't know everything at all. I know what I've seen, and I know what I've experienced, and I don't mind sharing that with people. Other than that, I don't judge anybody, and I'm not gonna make you feel like I'm trying to convince you that you're crazy just because you saw something that says, I love watching this.
Oh, awesome. Thank you, man. We appreciate it.
Because that's not what we're all about. I went through that with those other crowd, and we don't do that.
And here's the thing. So since we have new viewers, we'll also say this. We say this every episode. Look, if you're not ready to share, if you've had an experience, whether it be alien in nature, UFO in nature, paranormal in nature, you know how we are. We have fun on the show and our vlog.
But we take it very seriously.
But we also take it very seriously.
And if you talk to me about something like that, I am not going to put you on a lie detector just to try to disprove anything there is to disprove about you and then start rubbing it in your face like these other people like to do. All I want to know is if you need somebody to talk to.
Ghosts are messing with my lights right now.
Yes, sir. You're more than welcome to talk to us because we've been there.
But
and I know.
And you can message me through Facebook and or Jeff if you'd like to share an experience that you're not ready to talk about on the news feed and or our video blog out in public. We will take you seriously, and we're good listeners, and come talk to us if you need to talk to either myself. I would be more to talk to on the paranormal side of things. Jeff would be more knowledgeable, and or Brandon Blanks. He's just not with us tonight. He had some family matters to attend to, but he's also a good listener and very knowledgeable. Hopefully he'll be back. Good Lord, the lights are going crazy in here.
Brandon is Brandon's an absolute genius
yeah.
with the
astrology. He's good, really good with astrology.
Yes, he is.
I think next episode I want him to start getting into doing live. He's also an artist and has a couple of I think at least one published comic book or two.
I
can't remember.
He's a good guy.
Brandon Blakes, look him up on Facebook. He's a cool guy.
Yes.
He does live art.
And he's very talented.
I don't know why I'm doing this.
I don't know either, but
he's very talented. We're gonna have
a good person to have in your corner.
We're gonna have him do a live art episode. I think that would be awesome. Have him draw an episode while we're doing an episode. So
he's good.
May have him do that on next episode. So y'all, it's getting late. Look, we love y'all, and we hope to see y'all back next Sunday. We're gonna have another interesting time with lots more to discuss, lots more information to share. One of these days I'm going to get back. Once again, we ran out of time for. I also do an equipment segment. So, and I'm sorry I haven't been able to do one of the past 3 or 4 episodes.
3 or 4 episodes. We just had too much to talk about.
Well, too much to talk about. So I swear I'm going to try to get into some equipment on next episode. I did go out and buy me a nice little snazzy little cell phone tripod with a microphone and a LED light for vlogging and all kinds of stuff tonight. For tonight's show vlog. That's 3 times I said. I'm getting better though. I'm getting better. I don't say show as much. So I know we're probably going to end up turning it into a show anyway. So, but anyway, we as soon as Dusty gets up here. But yeah, go check out our website, www.capefearsoulseekers.com. Cape Fear Soul Seekers Show on YouTube. What's yours? Aren't you on Facebook?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, and you can leave a message, or it's more set up to private message because not everybody wants to make all their information public. If you've got something you want to talk about or say or discuss, it's perfectly okay to just send it to one person, and that would be me. instead of putting it on there. That's the reason I set it up that way, so nobody will be reading it and chiming in and saying, "Oh, you don't know this," or "You didn't do this," or whatever. Nobody knows but you what you've seen and what you've experienced, and that's the way it was with us. And we were just kept running into dead ends and people treating us like we were some kind of bunch of attention seekers. And actually, I honestly had one person tell me one time that we should feel privileged because we're in contact with some of these things.
I'm going to tell you right now, just in case you hadn't noticed, Jeff's not a fan of them.
And I am not a fan of them son of bitches. I'm here to tell you. And I don't feel privileged, and neither do my young'uns. And as soon as I get my hands on one, I started to say a bad word. I experienced a full-body apparition of a little girl in Grundy, Virginia. Yeah, Lord have mercy. And the people that actually see those, not everybody gets to see those, but the people that do never forget it. And God knows why they're manifesting to you. They have a reason.
And look, Brian, since you're new
he
here,
knows more about it than I do.
Typically we talk more on UFO, aliens, and paranormal. Tonight was a little bit different because it's Halloween. I wanted to throw in a couple more Halloweenish things, so related. So but still possibly paranormal in nature. So. But we're going to go ahead and sign off. It's getting late. We've been on for an hour and a half already. And it has been an awesome episode. We hadn't gotten any interruptions.
Right.
Cell phone did great. And we missed having Brandon on tonight. Hopefully he'll be back next Sunday. Thank y'all. It's good to see our regulars. Good to see some of our folks we hadn't seen back in a while. Man, I got a lot of comments I've got to get to after we sign off, as another reason to why we're going to go ahead and log out, so I can go ahead and start backtracking on comments and try to get to you all tonight before I go to bed, because 6 o'clock in the morning we'll get here before you know it, and I have to drive for Avis in the morning. Yay! So thank y'all so much. We're going to go ahead and chime on out of here. Jeff and I are going to be busy next week. Still lots going on with Cape for Soul Seekers. And I will post updates next week as more stuff happens with Cape for Soul Seekers, as I get more confirmations on things. So, with that being said, hope everybody had a good Halloween. Hope everyone's had a safe weekend. Hope the youngins got a whole lot of candy.
It ain't till this week. Halloween, it ain't gone by yet.
What's tonight? I don't know. It's tonight. When is it?
Nope.
When is it?
Thursday, I think.
Well, it's Halloween weekend.
Yeah.
And I know people aren't people trick or treating though, or no?
I don't think so.
Nobody trick or treating yet? Okay.
It shouldn't be. It's the 27th.
That's right. Why was I thinking it was the 31st? All right. Well, anyway, so I'm like really tired. So anyway, feel free. For some reason I was thinking it was the 31st tonight. Where in the world?
I can name that tune in 4 notes.
Woo! So okay, so for the 31st, hope your kids have a safe and happy Halloween.
Yeah.
Hope everyone's had a happy Halloween weekend.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a bunch of parties and stuff going on.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Stuff, so let's just end it on that. And Jeff always says,
do yourself a favor, get yourself a cat.
And I always say, question everything. We love y'all. We're going to be on out of here. Thank y'all so much for watching. Obviously, I have to get some sleep. Night.
So it's all good.